here, and today we're going to be making a Caprese salad bruschetta. And it's really kind of like a Caprese open-faced sandwich, but it's something that I love. Caprese salad was something that I ate constantly when I was pregnant. So the tomatoes are finally in season again, the avocados are tasting really good, so I thought, why not make it? It's really simple and easy, so let's get started. So the first thing that we're gonna do is take some really yummy artisan bread. This is a toasted sunflower seed bread that I picked up at the store. I think the artisan breads really work the best, and we're just gonna cut these about a quarter of an inch, maybe a third of an inch thick. I'm just making this for myself today, but this of course you can make for a bunch of people. So I'm just gonna cut 2 slices, and I'm just gonna set them in my little tray. And then I'm just gonna cut up my tomato, and I'm gonna cut them into big, thick rounds. And I'm using a serrated knife because it's always easiest to cut a tomato with a serrated knife. That way you avoid making a big, huge mess of things. Just making like 3 slices, and I'm just gonna cut these into half moons. So now I just have kind of this cheesy cheese. bad joke, I know. But I just have kind of this cheap, already shredded mozzarella cheese. I think it's the best, obviously, if you can buy that really good Italian mozzarella that's really fresh. But this is what we have at the house today. So I'm just gonna do a little layer of thin mozzarella cheese under, or just right on top of the bread. And then I'm going to place my tomatoes, just 2 half moons on each slice of bread. Ooh, it's so pretty. And they're going to end up looking like this. How pretty is that? I'm just gonna add one more little layer of mozzarella cheese on the top so that we have a little bit of melty cheese on the top of the bread and underneath the bread. It gives it a nice little yummy. They just go right into the toaster oven. Now, if you make a lot of these, you can obviously put them on a large baking sheet and put them in the oven, but it's hot outside, it's like 90 degrees. I don't want to heat up my house, so I use my toaster oven for this. It's really, really great. Place both pieces of bread just carefully in the oven to keep the cheesy, yummy stuff going. Looks like that. And close it up, and I'm just gonna basically toast it. I don't want it to be, I'm not gonna bake it for too long. I just like to toast the bread, lightly melt the cheese, lightly cook the tomatoes, and there you have it. So now that that's cooking, I'm just gonna take my knife and take my fresh basil, and I'm just gonna cut it into little ribbons. You can leave it as long pieces of basil if you like to have big leaves of basil, that's great too, but I kind of like having a lot of little bits of basil all over my sandwich. Also, what we're gonna do while it's cooking is cut up our avocado. Avocado is one of my favorite fruits. I think it's so great. It's high in fat, but it's really good omega-3 type fat that your body needs. Really healthy for you, great for your skin, ladies and gentlemen, actually, if you want good skin. And it's just tasty. So we're gonna just take a little bit of avocado and slice it just like that. Peel it off, and we're gonna place it on top of our bruschetta once they come out of the toaster oven. They're almost finished cooking, and I'm gonna be taking these out, and what they have is a nice, the bread is a little bit crispy, and there we go. So the bread is a little crispy, the cheese is slightly melted, the tomatoes are just slightly roasted. Woo, it's hot. And look at that. Oh, yummy. Now to just add the other yummy stuff that we need. Now it's time to add the finishing touches to my dish. So that basil that I chopped up before, we're gonna just place a few little strips right on top. Ooh. I just love the taste of fresh basil. I cannot get enough of this stuff. It's so good. And so just lightly sprinkle your basil across the top. Then we're gonna take that avocado that we cut earlier, and we're just gonna take, there's 2 slices of avocado per place, so we're just gonna put 2 little slices of avocado on the top. Add a little bit of salt over the avocados. I like it salty. If you want to avoid your sodium, you don't have to add the salt, but I think it's good. Then a little bit of pepper. And the last thing to make it a Caprese salad is a little bit of balsamic vinegar, just lightly drizzled. You can kind of go overboard with this, so you want to make sure that you just use a little bit. And a little bit of olive oil. You can place olive oil over the top before you put it in the toaster oven as well. I just didn't want to. I kind of like it to saturate it after the fact. So hopefully this does not burn my tongue. But look at that. Doesn't that look yummy? Ooh. Caprese sandwich. Caprese Bruschetta. Let's be formal, okay? The tomatoes. It's like candy. And the basil and the avocado. Oh my gosh. You gotta try this. Relatively healthy, right? You got your whole grain breads, all your fruits and vegetables, and just a little bit of cheese. So, hey, it's protein. I hope you guys enjoy this. For more information and dishes just like this, please visit healthgirltv.com. Thank you.